According to Islamic teachings, the reality of witchcraft, seer, is affirmed in both the Quran and Sunnah. Allah clearly mentions seer in the Quran as a real spiritual harm and warns believers against those who practice it. Unlike illusions or psychological manipulation, seer involves hidden forces and contracts with devils, shayateen, to harm others. Recognizing its signs is important for seeking protection and healing through lawful Islamic means. This essay explores clear signs of being under a witchcraft attack based on Islamic teachings and classical scholarship. Number 1. Sudden unexplainable illnesses or physical pain. One of the most common signs of witchcraft is experiencing physical ailments that have no medical explanation. Victims often suffer from sudden and recurring pain, especially in the head, back, or stomach. These symptoms tend to resist medication and show no abnormalities in medical tests. According to many scholars, this pain is caused by the spiritual interference of seer. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "Seek treatment, O servants of Allah, for Allah does not create any disease, but He also creates a cure for it." However, when medical treatment fails and pain is persistent, it is often a sign that the root cause is not physical but spiritual. Islamic healers often identify such patterns as a manifestation of seer. This is especially true when the pain occurs suddenly, intensifies during acts of worship, or worsens without reason. Number 2. Severe marital discord without logical cause. Witchcraft intended to break relationships, especially marriages, is a known form of seer called seer al-tafriq, separation magic. Couples affected by this may suddenly feel hatred toward each other, argue over trivial matters, or develop emotional detachment without reason. Allah describes this in the Quran. They learned from them that by which they cause separation between a man and his wife, but they do not harm anyone through it, except by permission of Allah. Surah Al-Baqarah 2, 102. This type of seer turns love into enmity and peace into tension. When neither spouse can identify a rational cause, and especially if one or both experience recurring nightmares or anger during prayer, seer should be suspected. Ruqya, spiritual healing through Quran, often reveals these hidden afflictions. Number 3. Disturbed sleep and recurring nightmares. Another clear sign of witchcraft is constant nightmares, particularly those involving snakes, scorpions, black dogs, dead people, or falling from heights. Victims may feel pressure on their chest, be unable to move, sleep paralysis, or see terrifying visions that leave them scared upon waking. Shaykh Ibn Baz and other scholars have stated that seer can affect sleep, especially when jinn are involved. The Prophet taught specific supplications to protect oneself at night, indicating that spiritual harm is possible during sleep. Recite Ayat al-Kursi before sleeping, and Allah will appoint a protector over you, and no shaitan will come near you until morning. If someone frequently wakes up terrified or feels something sitting on their chest, this could be a sign of a spiritual attack, including witchcraft. Number 4. Sudden hatred or isolation from family and friends. A person affected by seer may feel sudden hatred or irrational suspicion toward loved ones. These emotions arise without cause and lead to social withdrawal, arguments, and intense feelings of loneliness. This social isolation may be a result of seer intended to cut off the victim from emotional support. The Prophet warned against the works of Shaitan, saying, "Indeed, Satan sits on the pathways of the son of Adam." Some forms of seer are designed to cause mental confusion and emotional detachment. Victims may no longer feel joy in gatherings or may begin to believe false thoughts about others. When this behavior emerges abruptly and persists without logical cause, seer may be involved. Number 5. Strong aversion to the Quran or prayer. One of the most telling signs of seer is a deep inner resistance to acts of worship. The afflicted may feel intense anxiety, boredom, or even pain when listening to Quran, especially verses like Surah Al-Baqarah, Ayat al-Kursi, or Ruqya verses. The Quran is a healing source, and we send down of the Quran that which is healing and mercy for the believers. Surah Al-Isra 1782. However, those under seer may find it difficult to read or even listen to it. They may feel agitated or sleepy during Salah or avoid dhikr entirely. This is often due to the discomfort it causes to the jinn involved in the seer. Ruqya practitioners report that these symptoms intensify when Quranic verses are played, indicating spiritual affliction. Number 6. Sudden mental fog, forgetfulness, and lack of focus. Another sign often overlooked is mental confusion or brain fog. The afflicted may experience short-term memory loss, difficulty concentrating, or confusion in simple matters. This is sometimes described as Sir al-Junun, madness seer, meant to disrupt a person's mind. This is supported by the verse, "They bewitched the eyes of the people and struck terror into them." Surah Al-Araf 7:116. If these symptoms are persistent and not tied to medical conditions like trauma or illness, it may indicate a spiritual root. Victims may forget where they put things, blank out during conversations, or become easily overwhelmed mentally. Number 7. Financial blockages or sudden poverty without cause. Some forms of seer are meant to destroy a person's livelihood. Victims may experience sudden loss of income, failed business ventures, or continuous debt despite hard work. If these financial hardships are sudden, illogical, or come with a sense of being blocked in life, seer may be behind them. The Prophet, peace be upon him, taught us to seek protection from seer and envy, both of which can harm one's rizq, provision. Seek refuge in Allah from the evil of the envier when he envies. Surah Al-Falaq 113:5. Seer can spiritually block a person's blessings. They may feel like they're cursed or stuck in cycles of failure. In such cases, regular recitation of Surah Al-Baqarah and seeking protection from Allah can help lift the blockage. Number 8. Finding strange objects, knots, or hair in personal belongings. Physical signs of witchcraft include discovering odd items like knots, tied threads, strange liquids, written symbols, or hair wrapped in cloth. These are often used by magicians to carry out seer and are typically hidden in places close to the victim, such as under pillows in clothing, or buried near the home. The Prophet, peace be upon him, himself was affected by seer through such means, as narrated in Sahih al-Bukhari. A spell was put on the Prophet, peace be upon him, so that he imagined that he had done a thing which he had not really done. Sahih al-Bukhari 5765. Jibril Gabriel guided the Prophet, peace be upon him, to the location of the object, and it was destroyed. If someone finds suspicious items, they should not touch them directly, but seek help from a knowledgeable Ruqya practitioner to destroy them using Islamic guidelines. Witchcraft is a serious spiritual harm in Islam, and its signs are not merely psychological or physical. They are rooted in unseen forces that aim to sever people from Allah, their loved ones, and their well-being. Remember, and those who disbelieved would almost make you slip with their eyes, but it is nothing except a reminder to the worlds. Surah Al-Kalam 68:51-52. True protection and healing come only from Allah. The more one draws near to him, the more one is shielded from the harms of seer and the devils.